All right, so we got a question from a listener, and they're asking, what conditions, like, guarantee a prayer being answered? Which, I gotta say, huge question, right?
Yeah, it is a big one. And I mean, I think it's something we've all kind of wondered about at some point. Like, is there a secret formula or something?
Totally. If there is, we're going to try to find it today. But seriously, though, it's worth exploring. It's a deep dive, after all.
For sure.
So where do we even start with this? Like, one thing that comes to mind for me is this idea of needing a clean slate before you pray. Almost like, checking your baggage at the door, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, interesting. I see what you mean. It reminds me of that idea that, if you're holding on to negativity or like, you're harboring bad feelings towards someone, is it you're trying to receive a signal with like a messed up antenna? You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So it's not just about the words you're saying, but also where your heart's at.
Exactly. Like if you're praying for something, but deep down you're not really aligned with it, well, that's going to affect things.
Okay, I can see that.
Mm.
And man, I've definitely been guilty of the whole like cosmic shopping list prayer thing, just rattling off things I want.
Oh, yeah, we've all been there.
But honestly, it's when I pray for someone else or for like, I don't know, something bigger than myself, it feels different,
I know what you mean. It's like you're tapping into something beyond just your own immediate needs, more of a selfless kind of energy.
Right. Like it's not about forcing a specific outcome. It's more about, I don't know, aligning with something bigger, something more universal.
Exactly. And I think that kind of leads us to this whole idea of faith, too. Like, it's easy to have faith when everything's going great, but what about when things get rough? That's when it's really tested, right?
Tell me about it. It's like one thing to say you have faith, but holding on to it when you're going through a tough time, that's a whole other level.
Yeah, I think of it like a tree with deep roots.
Yeah.
It can withstand any storm because it's grounded in something strong and solid. It's not just wishy-washy.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got this inner alignment thing, pure intentions, and unwavering faith. What else are we missing here?
Well, something that I think is really important is this idea of aligning your actions with your prayers. So it's not enough to just pray for something. You also have to act in a way that supports it.
So you're saying like walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Exactly. If you're praying for world peace, but then you're, I don't know, being unkind to your neighbor or whatever.
Right.
There's a disconnect there.
Yeah, for sure. Your actions end up speaking louder than your words.
Right. It's about making sure your life reflects what you're praying for.
So like integrity, but on a deeper level. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Now, one more thing I've heard a lot about is praying in the name of or through a higher power. But it always seems like there's more to it than just tacking on a specific phrase at the end,
Oh, for sure. It's not just some magic formula you can throw in. It's more about really understanding what that higher power represents, their teachings, their values,
what they're all about, basically.
Yeah, and making sure that your own desires are in line with that.
You're not just using their name.
Yeah.
You're actually trying to embody what they stand for, which, hey, that actually ties back to all those other points, right? Like the clean heart, good intentions, walk in the walk.
Totally. It's all connected. It's about this holistic way of approaching prayer.
Wow. That's a great way to put it. So to recap, we're talking inner alignment, pure intentions, unwavering faith, actions that match our prayers, and truly understanding the higher power we're praying to or through. Whew, that's a lot.
It is. It's a journey. But I think even if you don't necessarily get the specific thing you're praying for, just going through this process of reflection can be super transformative.
I love that. So much wisdom there. I hope this has given you, dear listeners, some food for thought. And hey, remember, this is just the start. It's up to you to keep exploring what prayer means to you.
Absolutely. It's a lifelong journey.
Couldn't have said it better myself.